Back time now to get real with you tonight, and I want to focus on the mainstream media and their blatant cover-up of Joe Biden's long history of racist remarks and his push for the '94 crime bill that incarcerated blacks and other minorities for much longer sentences. I saw something online earlier this morning, and it really struck me because it shows the blatant hypocrisy and disregard that the Democrat Party and the media truly have for the black community. And I say this because it's true. Because if they really cared and they truly wanted change and unity, then why would they nominate a guy and constantly cover up for a man who is actually the opposite of that? And this meme, to me, says it all. I want you to take a look at it and read it out loud with me, wherever you are, and let it sink in. Black Americans have been pointing to the 1994 crime bill as an example of systemic racism for decades. And Democrats nominated the guy who wrote and sponsored the bill. Now, after you've read that a couple times out loud, let it sink in. Then share it with your friends who are still on the fence about who they're voting for come November 3rd. Then ask them to show you proof that our president is a racist. Like, say, show me a tweet. Show me some legislation that the president pushed for, or an executive order that he signed, or an actual statement that came out of the man's mouth, unedited, that's racist. Then tell your liberal friends that you'll wait while they frantically search for something they won't find. But they'll argue with you to the end of time, just like the media is constantly doing on the daily. Have you noticed there's nothing else going on in our country or around the world these days? If you watch the mainstream media, especially the big three cable outlets, it is constant 24/7, wall-to-wall, bash Trump, and put Joey from the block on a pedestal. All the while, they turn a blind eye to his background, which reeks of racism. But oh, no. Not our dear Joseph R. Biden. Come on, get real. I know we already ran the clips earlier in the show. You saw them. But just in case you tuned in late and there is any doubt that Mr. Biden is or isn't a racist, for the folks that are hard of hearing, you're in the back of the room. You got the cheap seats. Yeah, I'm talking to you, the left-wing, kiss-ass mainstream media. Here you go. Here are the clips. Look at them. Put them on your air. Roll it, guys.
Geez, the reason I was able to stay sequestered in my home is because some black woman was able to stack the grocery shelf.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
What you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
You did a crime bill, 1994, where you call them super predators, African Americans, the super predators, and they've never forgotten it. They've never forgotten it, Joe.
No, sir, it's his 2 minutes.
So you did that, and they call you a super predator, and I'm letting people out of jail now that you have treated the African American population community, you have treated the black community about as bad as anybody in this country.
Okay, we didn't edit any of the things coming out of Joe's mouth. So there you go. I dare you to run those clips. CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, yes, Fox News. Dig up every clip of Joe making racist remarks and show the American people who he truly is, not the narrative that you all have created for him. I double dare you. Start acting like journalists again. Tell the truth. And maybe, just maybe, you can salvage what little trust you all may still have with the American public. But until then, get real and stop covering Joe's ass. All right, that's going to do it for our show tonight. We thank you so much for tuning in to Real America right here on One America News. If you'd like to reach out to me, have comments about the show, or you didn't like something, I take it all. Bring it. Also, you can reach out, maybe you want to be a guest or nominate someone for the Patriot Report. There's how you can get a hold of us. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time, but an abbreviated version tomorrow night, right before the vice presidential debate. So make sure you tune in for Real America and then our pre and post coverage of that debate. Until then, be proud, be safe, and God bless.